Have you ever set a New Year's resolution only to feel like you failed by February? Let me ask you this. What if the problem wasn't you, but instead your approach? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this your year that you are successful in accomplishing all of your goals. And we're not just going to create one-time success. We're going to create long-term sustainable success that allows you to repeat this process year after year, goal after goal, anytime, anywhere with anything. I'm going to explain how to set goals that actually matter, how to break them down into manageable milestones, and the secret process of how to continue following through even when it gets hard. But it all starts with one question. Why do you want this? I've spent years developing processes for myself and for other professionals on how to not only set the appropriate goals, but how to actually achieve them and truly own them. Through trial and error and a bunch of years of not having success, I've developed a framework that actually works. Not because it has all this hustle and motivation, but because it's focused on alignment, strategy, and consistency. Three things that you cannot have true success, sustainable success without. I've seen this process work for so many different individuals who were overwhelmed and continuing to let their goals fall by the wayside. But through this process, they've not only been able to achieve all of their goals, but they've been able to do it while maintaining balance in their lives. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, I hope you'll stick around and let's get into it. We cannot start this process without the most important piece of a goal, which is your why. Here's the truth. If you don't know why you want a goal, a deeply, truly purposeful reason for wanting something, you are likely not going to put in the effort to achieve it, which is why many of us give up on our goals or don't actually have success with achieving them because we don't actually care about the goal. And that's really not a problem. The problem isn't that we should care more about the goal. The problem is that we should be selecting goals and choosing goals that are actually in alignment with the desires that we have and the things that we care about. It's like signing up for a marathon because everybody else around you runs, but you secretly hate running. Like, why are you signing up for the marathon? It doesn't actually matter to you. It's going to be miserable every step of the process. Sure, you'll have, the accomplishment, the achievement, and you might feel good about that. But all of that time could have been spent on something that you truly loved and can be really, really proud of because it was in alignment with who you are and what you really want. So the first step to any process of choosing the right goal and choosing a goal that matters is knowing what your why is behind that goal. If you don't have a good reason to want it, you're not going to put in the time and effort to achieve it. And the only thing that gets you is either failure, and then you feel bad about yourself. You start to convince yourself that you can't accomplish anything, which is just not true. Or two, you do achieve it, but you've just wasted time and energy on something that didn't actually matter to you. And in the grand scheme of things, isn't going to matter. So in order to choose a goal that does matter to you, I would highly encourage you to ask yourself, why? Why do I want this? Once you answer that question one time, ask yourself the question again. Why does that matter? So let's say that I want to run a marathon, and I ask myself, why do I want to run a marathon? Because it will help me get into shape. I'm going to ask myself why again. Why do you want to get into shape? Well, because I've been feeling kind of bad about my body. Why is it important to feel good about your body? Well, because when I feel good about my body, I'm more confident and I feel like I perform better at work and in other relationships. Okay, why is it important for you to perform better at work and in other relationships? Hopefully this is starting to make sense at how a goal as simple as wanting to run a marathon is actually more deeply rooted in confidence and wanting to be more present and at full capacity for the things and the people that they care about. So ask yourself why. I would say at least 6 times. You can go deeper than that if you want to, but ask yourself why multiple times. Every single time you go a little bit deeper, ask why that matters. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? And the more you ask yourself that, the deeper you are going to anchor into that goal, which brings us to your anchor. An anchor is a physical object that is going to remind you about your why. So you want to choose something that reminds you about that deepest, most rooted why that you have been able to come up with. So once you've asked yourself why so many times, find an object or something around you, or you can even write down a phrase and have that hung up somewhere. It could be a picture, it could be a piece of jewelry, it could be a stone, it could be so many different things. But have an object that is going to anchor you into that goal that you see often. Have that piece of jewelry as something that you wear throughout the process of achieving this goal, or have that saying hung up on your mirror or on your wall at work, somewhere that you're going to see it often. Use an anchor that is going to constantly be in your face to promote the accomplishment of that goal through your why. This is going to be a game changer when it comes to success. Step 2 of the process is breaking down your goals. Having a big goal like running a marathon or buying a house or starting a business, whatever it might be, can feel extremely exciting. The big goal, the big accomplishment are the things that excite us. That's where we get that motivation from. But when we start to do our day-to-day routines and habits, we can start to look at our goal and wonder how that's actually going to fit into our daily lives. Like, what can I actually do today to even work towards that? Buying a house feels so far away. I have no idea how I'm going to fit working towards that into my daily process. But this is an important piece that you cannot miss when it comes to setting a goal for yourself. You have to break it down so that it feels manageable and so that you can actually take steps daily, weekly, monthly, at least towards that goal. And this is where your milestones come in. I've used this example before in the past, but think of it as crossing a river. Your goal is to get to the other side of the river. Your milestones are getting 1/4 of a way across the river, halfway across the river, 3/4 of the way across the river, and then all the way across the river. So you want to break it down and just focus on these little chunks at a time of, okay, I just need to make it 1/4 of the way across. What do I need to get to 1/4 of a way? Another way of thinking of this is, let's say you want to save $10,000 for a down payment on a house. That would be a really amazing down payment on a house right now. Your first milestone might be researching saving accounts or investment options so that you can put your money in the best place possible that's going to grow and give you the best bang for your buck. Your second milestone might be setting up an automatic deposit into that account every time you get paid. And then your third milestone might be saving $1,000. And then once you've got that, you will have other milestones to reach over time until you get to your $10,000 savings goal. The key to goals and breaking them down into milestones is to make them feel doable and actionable. This makes the goal way less intimidating, and it allows you to actually see a path to accomplishing it. It does take time to break down the goal into more actionable pieces, and it does take some brain power about what is it going to take to get me to this goal. But honestly, use a tool like ChatGPT to reverse engineer this for you. Ask ChatGPT to break this down in a way that is going to be manageable for you. You can actually enter into ChatGPT, this is what I want to accomplish. This is where I'm at right now. What is a manageable and actionable plan for me to actually accomplish this thing? And then there you have it. Actionable steps every single day that you can take. Which leads us to step 3. The final and probably most important step of this process is building habits for consistency. Habits are your foundation. If you don't have them, you are going to feel like you are walking on shaky ground. It's going to feel like cramming for a test, passing it, and then forgetting everything you just did. When you use habits in order to accomplish your goals, in order to achieve your milestones, you're going to have small daily actions that lead to the bigger picture. When you use habits to accomplish your milestones or accomplish your big goal, what you're doing is creating small daily actions that allow you to become the type of person that achieves that kind of a goal. So if you are not the type of person who has typically saved $10,000, or if you're not the type of person who has typically run a marathon, you have to start with the daily habits of a person who does do those things. So once you have all of your milestones broken down, what you want to ask yourself is, what habits are going to start getting me closer to this goal? Starting small is key. It's not going to feel like a win on day 1, but believe me, building momentum instead of motivation is going to feel so much better over time. If you do want more of that immediate reward, I highly recommend using a habit tracker. I've got a template in Notion for this. You could use a bullet journal, or you could use apps like Atoms to not only track your habit, but be able to see streaks over time, which is going to give you that satisfaction. Being able to check off that you did a habit every single day is going to give you that sense of accomplishment. Like, yes, I did it. You didn't achieve the big goal, but you achieved the small goal within the big goal. And every single day that you get to do that, it's going to build that momentum and motivation to keep going. So I urge you in a non-negotiable type of way to not only set up your habits, but make sure that you are tracking them to give you that sense of accomplishment and encouraging you to keep going. Because when you see, oh, I was making progress for so long, maybe I fell off for a couple of days, but I can get back on track because look at how much progress I've made already. I can keep making that progress and keep moving forward. If you fall off a day or two or even a week, you have still made it so much further than if you had done nothing. So the more you're able to break down your goals and take small actionable steps every single day, the more you are going to get closer to that goal, and you will achieve it, probably quicker than you even imagined. If you haven't heard the story already about how I got to 100 subscribers on YouTube, I will link the video here because it really explains how habits and daily action and small manageable steps allow you to accomplish your goals faster than you ever could have imagined. I gave myself 1 year to get to 100 subscribers. I did it in 10 months, and then within the other 2 months, I've almost doubled it. What is possible for you is truly dependent on how committed you are to your daily habits. Because I have not changed anything about my process. I have done the same thing all year long. I've done the same amount of videos. I've put out the same amount of content. My content may be getting better over time. I'm obviously developing skills, but that's through the habit of creating the content. It's through the habit of writing. It's through the habit of publishing videos every single week. That consistency has allowed me to learn, adapt, and continue to build momentum, which has led to me achieving my goal and surpassing it. So if you enjoyed this video and you are ready to take this to the next level, I would absolutely love to extend an invitation to you to my upcoming masterclass. It's in January on the 11th, and we're going to dive so much deeper into this framework, and we're going to actually execute on it and create our goals in real time. We're going to create a step-by-step roadmap for all of your goals in 2025, and it's going to give you the opportunity to create this sustainable success that you deserve. And because I really want to celebrate you and your commitment to yourself, and it's almost Christmas and I just want to give you something because I love giving gifts, I want to give you 25% off of a ticket if you use the code 2025 goals. I really hope to see you there. I can't wait to hear about what your goals are. And if you have no idea, don't worry. We will start with defining your goals at the beginning of the workshop. So if you have no idea what your goals even are for the year or what you should even pick, no worries. We will start by creating the goals at the very beginning of the workshop. So I hope you enjoyed this episode today. I really hope to see you at the workshop. If you haven't already, or if you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, it would mean the absolute world to me if you hit the like button so that I know to make more videos like this. I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year full of consistent and sustainable success. Until next time, take care.